Great rise of beautiful beings. Great rise of beautiful beings. I like tarot readings like soap operas. You know, back in the day, your mom or grandma or somebody was into soap operas. Now, they probably went the whole year, but finally something struck their attention and they want to watch them for about 2-3 months. You know what I mean? Then life get busy and they not watching it no more. But yeah, I like tarot readings like soap operas. I like what they be talking about. I like everybody, persona, swag, everything they doing. I like how they break down the cards and everything. But I'm going to tell you something. Is they have flooded the tarot society, the witch society, the hoodoo, voodoo, all that. They have flooded it with entertainers. Okay? It's no different than Hollywood where not the main character. They're not the main character, right? And by them not being the main character, they go out to social media and they blow up and they have millions of followers, right? So you got, the social media influencer, and trust me, tarot readers definitely influence people, right? But I'm going to tell you something. Like I say, it's like my soap opera. I look forward to certain tarot readings. But it's time for me to move on from these tarot readings because they're only dealing with like domestic relationship. You know what I mean? And sometimes you got to give the people what they want, because if you don't give the people what they want, you ain't gonna have, you might not get no views. You know what I mean? Everybody doped up and hypnotized. They don't know what the fuck going on in the world. I bet that's a spam call. That phone ain't even supposed to be like that. That phone's supposed to be on Do Not Disturb. Wait a minute. Interrupting my video. 1 second. And that's what they do. They got a AI service. When you're talking knowledge, power, and wisdom, because they already know what you're about to say. So we about to shoot some knowledge, power, and wisdom. So, that being said, I'm going to have to start, retiring, looking at my soap operas every morning or every day or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to subscribe. You click a few likes every now and then. Probably leave a few comments every now and then, and it just comes in your algorithms. You don't even have to subscribe to these motherfuckers. They just gonna pop up. When some new show up, they show up. I got another algorithm I got to fix. Just because I like watching one podcast, that don't mean that I want to see all the other motherfuckers that in that circle. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to see all that shit. I look forward to one podcast, maybe 2 or 3 in a month. And I'm not about to goddamn start seeing what other motherfuckers talk about, because they ain't talking about shit. They ain't breaking down shit. They abide by the code. They abide by the brotherhood and everything else. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not here for entertainment. And when I am here for entertainment, it's slim pickings. So, let me put this phone on Do Not Disturb, because these bitches, and block them. So, see, there's a thing about sorcery. Okay? There's the thing about tarot. There's the thing about magic. There's the thing about witches and warlocks, paganism, and all that. They stick together. That's right, they stick together. Other motherfuckers look at you, see what you're doing. They don't stick together. It's all competition. Everybody here. They're here for your undivided attention so that you can get them paid. I'm not even monetized, and I'm still here. Let me see how many motherfuckers could be somewhere 10 years and not be monetized and still actually speaking they mind, they spirit, they soul, putting one and one together, two and two together. Okay? So that being said, when it comes to knowledge, power, and wisdom in your craft, how many people out of the Tarot Society, how many of them you think, and I would like to see a comment, how many you think wake up in the morning and say, I want to see this planet ran better. I want to see natural resources in our favor. How many you think do that? How many voodoo and Santeria motherfuckers you think want the planet to be better? Do spiritual work for the planet to be better? How many of them you think do spiritual work to take out some of these motherfuckers? No, you got to give them $1 to work on some domestic shit where this motherfucker don't even matter. How many of your customers come to you for a bigger purpose to serve? None of them. How many customers come to you for a bigger purpose to serve? I even watched or listened to a lady say, I'm no longer doing love relationships because that's all y'all come to me for is love. You need to fix yourself first. You need to fix yourself first. And I was like, I thought it was just me. All people come to you is for money, love, finances, a new job. They never say how they could collectively be on the right path and journey to grow. They're not seeking higher learning. They want to know messy bullshit, catty bullshit every day. And me, I've never been in a relationship a day in my life. Never been in a relationship a day in my life. Don't want to. I ain't never had no claims. I ain't never had a nigga take me home to his mama or family. Never. And if they did introduce me to their mama, I ain't never date them. But the motherfucker I was fucking never did it. Listen. So by me never being in a relationship, there's only so many readings I could listen to that talk about relationships. Like we having problems on the planet, okay? So you got people that are building their YouTube channel for financial gain. So they're not going to talk about real world problems, okay? Like we're supposed to be channeling, we're supposed to be visioning. We're supposed to be a coven that work on people that try to set us back. That's just like I was talking to a guy about clubs where they was like there's no more clubs. And then I was listening to Bobby Hemmett say, yeah, it used to be disco and everything. But somehow they get rid of the clubs. The black people clubs. They send a black agent in there or the police or something. And they just stop. I don't know why I put that orange in my mouth. But they just stop you from prospering. You know, they say dancing used to harm people that wasn't like us. Having night jams where everybody dancing and vibrating and pulsating like bees. It used to harm people that were not like us. So they make sure there's no successful nightclubs for black people. They made sure the music wasn't healing. So you got psychic covert operations that target us ever since birth. They assign an entity to you at birth to keep you on a certain agenda. Just like you claim you got spirit guides and ancestors, you also got corporate entities that make sure you do not spiritually develop. And then with this covert operation and these hired psychics, they're designed to keep and oppress and suppress civilizations, countries, psychic. That's why Bobby Hemming always said, hey, we're going to run these names, these orishas and stuff, and these deities, so that they won't be able to project on us. They won't be able to spy on us psychically. We could tune them out and make them not be able to see what we doing all the time. In that process, everybody working on us, but we ain't working on nobody. And see, I'm going to say we put ourselves in poor situations to the point where once we start doing spiritual work, life start lifing, right? We put ourselves in poor situations where life start lifing, and we can't actually stick with the craft. Say it again, revereskye, because they don't understand. We do poor mental shit where life starts to life, and we cannot stick with our craft. Everybody around here working on us. The religious people working on us. Your tribe, your essence, your bloodline, your community. The spirits, the drugs, the warfare. Everything is working on us. And I'm going to ask you again, when the last time you had a vision board that showed how you wanted your planet to look? When have you had a vision board that removed people that was a threat to your community or society? When have you burnt the candle and channeled that shit? This reality for me is null and void. I'm over it. I've told the planet several times, just purge already. And then Spirit said, well, what if the planet don't want to purge? What if the planet want this experiment? And guess what I say? I didn't sign up for this shit. I didn't sign no contract, no oath for this fucking realm to be like this. So everybody got to get their act together. And you ain't got to be no tarot reader, no sorceress, no sorcerer, no spiritualist to vision how you want the planet to be. You don't. You could be a regular person, go to work every day, religious or not, and you should be alchemically or alchemicalizing how you want this planet to be. All the motherfucker that look at race and power, you far from God. You're so far from God, it ain't even funny. Common sense will tell you, if I got a white butterfly, I got a yellow butterfly, and I got a multicolored butterfly. I got an orange butterfly, brown butterfly, even a black butterfly or a black moth. They're all useful. And if they go into the woods, which one gonna get ate first? The white one and the yellow one. Let's just be fucking honest. How many white cats you know survive in the wild? Not many. Every white cat that was born at my house passed away. The mamas didn't even want white cats born. Let's keep it a buck. So if you're in a society where you stand out and everything is wild and predatory, why would you want to dismantle what naturally belong here? I'm going to say it again. If you're in a society where you stand out, where you're in a predatory environment where things are wild, why would you want to disturb what naturally belongs here? And yeah, them parasites come here, them energies. It ain't even got to be an actual parasite, but they got to have some type of tether. They got to get that biogenetic marker over into this realm of existence. And once they get that biogenetic marker over into this realm of existence, they utilize bodies, vessels, or whatever. They seed into other beings. So back to the subject. And then that little seed, just like the Bindu seed of us that hold our soul, once they seed into an avatar, a human body, an animal, whatever, they energetically have a portal now. They energetically have a portal to come in and out as they wish. Your soul is no different. It's not local in your body. It's somewhere else. But there's a seed. There is a pathway. There is a flow, a stream of energy that tethers it to you. So back to this. You got a lot of motherfuckers that want to come fashionably, but they fucking late. They're fashionably late, psychologically. And this is hypothetically, theoretically, and allegedly. When are you going to envision, or when are you going to become a visionary on how you want your community and society to look? How you want the elements and resources of the planet to be? When are you going to just start plucking certain energies and beings out of this reality? Psychologically. Through alchemy. And no, I'm not a psychiatrist, but for some reason I'm using that word. When are you going to use your psyche? Scratch that. We're not going to use the word psychologically at all. So scratch that out and replace it with psyche. When are you going to use your psyche to tap in to actually start plucking people out of your society. Imagine if 1,000 supernaturals thought the same thoughts, channeled the same energy. We're going to start moving more than mountains. We're always being targeted. Always. But our lives are so busy and so toxic that we cannot focus on the issues and the problems. We can't come up with no solutions. Like this one guy say, why go to a tarot reader about money? They ain't got millions of dollars. Listen, if you get that tarot reader and them psychics that come from your community, your bloodline, in the right mind frame, money won't even exist no more. You won't even need it. But in the process, while you need it, power can always be channeled, dispersed, harnessed, all of the above. But you got to get the people in the right mindset and environment. And you got to start getting rid of the weak. What I mean by getting rid of the weak, your vision board should be removing these motherfuckers. Do you know how many people fell ill during the pandemic? They had already said they are without God. They haven't said they're without God. You said you without God. Everything. You don't even know what the terminology is. Be silent. Be mute. That's the best way to be. That's what I'm learning. Be silent. Be mute. Observe. Don't even say nothing, because people are flatlining and putting spells on themselves so fucking. Woo. The rabbit hole. Man, the rabbit hole done went to another universe somewhere else. We in too deep. We're literally possibly cursing ourselves. So, back to me and these soap opera. I'm not a relationship savvy person. It's cute every now and then, but I need to hear some real shit. I need to hear energy about what's happening in the news, deciphering the numbers and the codes. Is it false? Is it real? Is it MK Ultra? Is it PSYOPs? Is it a culling? What is it? And black people talk too much. They talk too motherfucking much. See, you can have a group of people together and you can start making progress, but it gotta be somebody who got the motherfucking brag and be motherfucking braggadocious and get people motherfucking infiltrated for using their supernatural powers. But I'm over it though. They got their psychics. They got their spiritualists. They got their channelers. They got their engineers in spirituality. They got their what's it called? They got their portal hoppers and everything. And we're sitting around hoping somebody buy a tarot reading, when we're supposed to be connecting with earth, nature, and everything, and unfolding it through our psyche, our mind. And remember, remove the word psychologically and replace it with psyche throughout this video. Yeah. I remember one day I turned my phones off and they got a person to channel me and look through my eyes. And I'm like, dang, my force field that weak? You got somebody to look through my eyes? I'll never forget the lady face. They wanted to know where I was at, what I was doing. And they sent a channeler to me to see what I was around, what I was doing, and could they keep up with me. I ain't telling you no lie. But to do something like that, they had to have something of mine. And that's when I was watching that video that I told everybody to watch with the robot who wanted to be in at the end. They went and got the lock of hair out of the fireplace or wherever the fuck they got it. And I said, oh my God, I figured it out. And I shared the video. It was a free video on YouTube. And they removed it from YouTube. They hid it. They made the video private. You still could get the videos with the little white boy. And they was telling people the IQ of their baby wasn't good enough and they will genetically modify and create a baby for them. Listen, these people got all types of DNA of you and everything. You're not moving smart enough. They took our soul print as a baby and put it on our birth certificate. And then what makes so bad, I still got that birth paper. But it ain't got the, when you go get the birth certificate, it ain't got the pictures of your feet no more on it. It's so many binding rituals and binding codes and binding contracts on this planet. The last thing you need to be doing is domestic shit for motherfuckers. You need to be doing galactic shit, global shit, black honor shit, and you know black is not the word. Okay? You need to be doing original shit. You need to be doing some high frequency original shit. I'm telling you, you can't keep waking up every day and not envisioning, and I'm doing that EN, like to engage. You need to engage. You need to envision how you want this planet to look, how you want your life to be, how you want your resources to flow. Ain't nothing like that lady I seen over there in the hill mountain somewhere. She had the whole spring running through her kitchen. The spring, they channeled the spring to flow from outside through her kitchen and back outside again. That lady had her house charged up and powered like a powerhouse. Flowing spring water flowing through her house. You don't think I want to live like that? You think I want to keep living on a plot of land in a toxic environment with them spraying everywhere where I work 70 hours a week? And these motherfuckers, when I go buy food, the food is toxic too. You think I want to live like that? I done went and used my currency from my body and exchanged it for a fake ass dollar to buy food that been sprayed on and contaminated and spliced and hybridized. Man, it's time to start slapping motherfuckers and taking motherfucking names later. Straight up. And then I'm sitting up here, one of my little old sugar daddies on the phone, they done had a shooting in Virginia. So I'm researching the shooting, and they calling it terrorism. What the fuck are you talking about? Like they're thinking up a lie as they go. Like they're trying to use all of this bullshit to push more laws on us, instead of having us protected and aware. There's no way, and I'm telling you this from my perspective, hypothetically, theoretically, and allegedly. You can't have somebody in prison. No, you can't. So you got a person in prison 11 years. So that could be MK Ultra, PSYOPs, CHIPS, agent. That motherfucker do whatever you want him to do. And you mean to tell me this motherfucker was out of prison for 2 years and then decided to go to a school or a university at will on his own? And then the room he in, they took him down and he had a weapon. And then they say he shot the teacher in the room and asked, what's this, the ROTC? Man, get the fuck out of here. And they trying to get the numbers straight. See, they did this shit so fast, they didn't even get their script numbers right. First it started off as 1 dead. Then it went from 2 injured. And the suspect is deceased. The man in the background said, so you mean to tell me he didn't get shot? No. They took him down, they apprehended him. You don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. You don't know what's going on. It seemed like the person that do the code and the signal for the news is not around. Like they genie. Like they have a genie that put them codes and numbers together. And you could tell he wasn't a brother from America. But the fact that he was a brother, period. He was a brother from another country. And they already calling this shit an act of terror. Get the fuck out of here. So what is that going to roll out? What is that going to do? What? Y'all trying to push gun laws? Why would we want to surrender anything in a country where you got more foreigners than actual people that was born here? Man, they crazy. They want a reason to go and mess with them folks somewhere else. It's sad. It's sad. And then the fact they said that the person pleaded guilty and did 11 years. These experiments are going too far. These experiments are going too far. And you could tell by the lady talking, she was full of lies, full of games, reading the scripts. They come in with the good news, the gracious shit. Then they come in what they trying to push. And the fact that they told that lady to repeat that so many times is ridiculous. And you see how they said he walked in the room and asked, what's this ROTC? Like you're targeting the U.S. Like you're targeting the U.S., like their military or something. Whew. I'm so glad I'm not in the military. I was raised in the military time. And I had no clue what they were actually doing to them troops. They got them troops so brainwashed under MK Ultra, it ain't even funny. And it took, this guy used to always tell me, he used to say, they got a such thing as black gonorrhea. I said, what is black gonorrhea? He said, I don't know what it is, but if you catch it while you across seas, you can't come back to America. Sure thing. Sure thing. So it's amazing what's going on out here. And then this other guy, he left the military, and he said, military bases is what bring crime and drugs to the community, right? I said, what you mean? He said, how you thought the drugs and the crime was getting there? He said, when you see gang and turf wars, that be the military people going in, causing a fuss. You think this side of town that went and shot up this side of town, but it be actually the military. And it caused them to start offing and eliminating each other in their own community. Yep. He said a military town is where all the drugs, prostitute, everything go down. Gangs, everything. He said they done been so many places, they done learned so much. He said 9 out of 10, they didn't even come from a nice society or anything. They came from the rough, infestation. Yeah, it's something to think about. And think about all the inoculations they get. Think about all the studies they go through. Think about it. All the inoculations they get, all the studies they go through. You do remember the Tuskegee Airmen. And God bless the dead. My grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman, but he was high ranking. And thank goodness they didn't experiment on him. He was highly protected. I don't know how he was protected so well, but he was highly protected and favored through the angelic realm somewhere, that he was not under their experiments and didn't take nothing back home to his wife. Imagine that. You at work, you get injected with something, and you take it back home to your family or your friends. Does that make any sense? And then they didn't even help the people. They let them go through the whole phase to see what would happen to them. Yep. Let them went through the whole phase to see how they would die. Nobody in the country would help them. So again, like I say, I love tarot readers. It be fun. I like hearing them decipher them cards. But we got bigger fish to fry right about now. We got psychics and sorcerers and wizards. I mean, real wizards on a whole nother frequency. Actually looking at our world that we do not know are malevolent or benevolent. And they keep us in these perpetual cycles of toxicity. Imagine that. Somebody, Mother Nature growing a crop, but this motherfucker out here with a spacesuit on, spraying the crop. You ain't never thought in your life to penetrate some type of energy? Think about it. I'm over it, y'all. I'm over it. And like I say, do not try me like no motherfucking martyr. I ain't no motherfucking martyr. Motherfucker, you didn't recognize me and love me while I was here. Fuck you, bitches. Pay attention. Get on the 13, 28-day cycle. Get on a 13, 28-day cycle. 13-month, 28-day cycle. Start envisioning how you want your ocean to look, your rivers to look, your skies to look. Everything. Because these motherfuckers ain't in our favor. They are completely against us. And you got to slowly start plucking them out of the scenario. Because trust me, they plucking you out of the scenario. They got 100-year, 10-year, 30-year, 40-year, 50-year, 60-year plans on how to keep you docile, weak, or eliminate you. I'm going to leave it there. I can't keep doing videos that just all they focus on is relationships. I just can't do it. Okay? No children, never been married, never been in a relationship. Fucking is not a relationship. I even tell this other old man right now, I say, now wait a minute. I say, who you in the car with? Huh? Phone goes silent. So I called later and said, wait a minute. Do you think you dating me? I know you don't think you dating me and cheating on me at the same motherfucking time. Imagine that. You got an associate. And when they're around another woman, they can't even tell you they're around another woman. So wait a minute. What type of relationship do you think we have? What type of relationship do you think we have? And I'm up here asking my little sugar daddy. Old school sugar daddy. We just associates. But he my little sugar daddy. I say, now, does he think that he dating me and cheating on me too? He said, I don't know, but whatever he doing, he don't want you to know what it is. I said, that sounds like somebody trying to protect somebody, ashamed of somebody, or trying to avoid the question. So here I'm thinking I'm being normal, just holding conversation, you know. But this person is avoiding conversation. But why? Why you can't introduce me to your friend, your lover, your baby mama, your wife? Like, why you can't? I'm not in a relationship with you. You think you're going to lose me as a friend or an associate or a communicator because you want to go be around the old lady around the corner? Like, what is the problem? That's why I had to get that shit straight. Do you actually think you're dating me and cheating on me? Motherfuckers around here delusional. They really think they dating you and they got to withhold information. Swear to God. They actually think they dating you and they got to withhold information. I see it all the time. Like, motherfucker, like, you weren't going to let nobody know you had a fucking girlfriend, a baby, a relationship, a wife. Like, you were just going to be wholeheartedly out here playing second and third life. That's for real. That's for real. So, yeah, to all the witches, warlocks, kinfolks, skinfolk, but may not be kinfolk. You know, that part. Your visions matter right about now. They're doing everything to stop your visions. When I go to bed at night, there's already a video playing in my psyche. Like, all I got to do is close my eyes and they got a video of me being a whole different person or a more perfect person. And it's a script already written out and people around me and the society around me, and I'm living a life and doing things. They're trying to control your thoughts, your rhythm, your vibration, your core frequency, your essence. They don't even want you to have any essence. They want to put their essence in you, whatever the fuck that is. Because if you understood these parasitic entities, they're not quite like us, and they don't feel and see the world the same way we do, even though they're inside a humanoid body. You could tell when they look at you. You could tell a person from another country that look far and vast across mountains and land, and then when they come in a place where they up and close with people, don't have to look far, they look at you different. And you be like, what the fuck that motherfucker looking at? Like, what is he thinking? They're processing this world differently. Yep. Well, anyways, I thought I'd let y'all know that I'm going to slow down on certain tarot readers because I can't keep talking about relationships. It's more to life. It's more to life. There's more powers. There's more frequencies. There's more resources. There's more things to tap into. And it's definitely time to, eliminate some shit. Like, literally, they focus and work on us every fucking day. And maybe it's time for you to work on some shit every fucking day. So there we have it. Unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free. Mwah.